8 of Division 3 here at the Shanghai International Circuit for the Chinese Grand Prix. My name is Graham, and joining me tonight is Joe, the esports driver, Corvoy. Hi, Joe.
Graham, nice, nice intro there. It's amazing. Nice to listen to it there. Yeah, round 3, Graham. Yeah,
Round
or
3,
round
yeah.
8 here, round China, Graham.
It is.
What do you think? Nice and
correct.
soggy, so it is. Nice and
It
moist.
is nice and moist. That's a good way to put it, Joe. Nice and moist. It is. But I believe it's dry for the race, so this doesn't really affect the guys. Well, it's interesting. We can go over some of the dynamics in a sec. I believe DJ Williamson is going to be the first man who's taking us on a lap, but we kind of talk about some of the dynamics of this in a little bit. But would you like to take us, Joe, through the current standings after last week's race in Great Britain?
Yep. Focky leading the way on 146 points, followed by CUG only 6 points behind on 140. Jetty, did he miss? He missed last week, didn't he?
He did.
On 112 points, so 34 gap. Caesar with 106 in 4th, and Awesome Dude 96, sorry, in 5th. The constructors, we got a tasty one. Haas and Renault are tied with 224 points. Red Bull in 3rd with 190, Ferrari in 4th with 169, and Williams in 5th with 123.
So, kind of unlike the kind of other two divisions, this is still quite open because I believe both titles are now officially decided in 1 and 2.
Yeah, wrapped up. Yeah.
So it's nice to see that there's a lot to play for in both constructors and the drivers' championship. That's gonna be fun to see. DJ Williams is going to get us rolling here with a 146.6 in these slippery conditions, but is beaten by a few seconds there by Jetty as they come across. So we'll see how that stands up. So I want to talk about, Joe, because we believe it's a dry race. Actually, hold on. There's other bits of housekeeping first because there's a few reserves tonight. We should mention off the bat. Sway, who's having trouble getting having trouble keeping that back end in line. He's reserving in McLaren. Timo, where is he? Down here, is reserving in the Toro Rosso. A couple of guys who can't race, including Abel Anderson, Invictus, Easton, but we do have Kieran Trapp here in the Alfa Romeo, reserving tonight on no traction. So,
correct.
So, I believe that's it basically for the bits of housekeeping, just so we can kind of get into the main topics of discussion. So, the thing I wanted to talk about, Joe, was the
weather.
We believe it's a dry race, so which means there's a wet quali. This throws a few spanners in the wrench, particularly in China. But I guess first, before we get to the track-specific stuff, you would be inclined to set the car up for the race because that's obviously where the majority of your running is going to be held. Do you think there might be some temptation for a bit of track position to perhaps, with this session in mind, lean at least in part towards half and half, or maybe 3/4 in some ways, towards a kind of wet dry setup, so you kind of give yourself a good chance perhaps of getting a little bit of track position, but at the expense of maybe not too much of an expense, but an expense nevertheless in the race with your setup.
No, Graham, I think, sorry, but I was just saying, a full dry setup. No point in going half and half. If it was wet in the race, yeah, fine, you can go wet and a bit dry. But it's dry, and if it's dry in the race, stay a full dry setup.
Yeah,
end of story.
That's my feeling about it as well.
Yeah.
I know that. I just want to put the question there to you.
Yeah, it's okay.
I would think that as well. There's a few tracks where you'd consider it. So somewhere like Monaco, for instance, where track position is king, you would perhaps consider, track position.
Oh, you would, yeah.
This track, there are overtaking opportunities here for sure. I don't want to say it's the most, plentiful place for overtaking, but you can get it done. Obviously, there's a big, big long back straight to.
The big long back straight is right, Graham.
To try and sort something out. Good stuff that Focky's got back in. So no one's touching that time from Jetty at the moment. Not even close. At the moment. So that's going to be interesting to see if anyone can get near that. So I guess also just in bits of something to mention, every driver's going to be kept an eye on for the turn that Heaton is coming up to now, which is the last turn. Accession of that will result in a penalty, so just have to keep an
Correct.
eye out for that. There was something else I wanted to mention.
The tires.
Yes, thank you. So, because this is a wet session, and I don't, well, it remains to be seen with just under 10 minutes to go if it will actually dry up to use dry weather tyres. I would guess no,
No,
but
I guess no.
it obviously gives people free reign of tyres to begin the race, unlike obviously if this was a session in the dry. Now, the strategy here is fairly kind of
Common sense.
yeah, it's fairly set in the sense that it's under normal racing conditions without a safety car, it's mediums to hards or vice versa. Do you think, given the propriety for a safety car around these days, that
Yeah.
it might be worth someone, we don't know who that is, if any how the grid shakes out, potentially taking a gamble on softs in the hope of an early safety car perhaps?
Personally, I don't think you should start in softs. Even with this, like, even with the safety car coming out lap one, I don't think so, because they're gone. They're basically like, they're not even like, I don't think it's tire wear. It's more overheating. They're overheated in the first, like, in one sector. Like, they're just gone. Like, they might as well have no tire there. So
I wonder if we'll see it. Like the 17 drivers here, you know the saying, Joe,
yeah,
there's always one.
yes, that is correct,
Now
Graham.
sometimes
We
that,
had one. We had one Wednesday as well.
yeah. Now sometimes I've seen around this track there isn't one. For example, I remember in F1 2018, sometimes there literally wasn't one person who'd started on the hypersofts when they had the option to. So
Yeah,
sometimes there isn't one, but usually the case is it's always Juan. And
Juan. Yeah,
I wonder who it'll be, depending on how the grids kind of forms. But
it's
we
going
shall
to be
see.
interesting.
I'm on board here with Jetty, who's almost 2 tenths up as he heads through turn 7 and turn 8. So I'm interested to see if he can go even quicker. Of course, it is possible that we might see some improvements that come around soon. Might be indicative of the track conditions potentially getting a little dry. It may not be dry enough for full dry, obviously, but it could obviously still get wetter or drier. So be interested to see if how much changes in these last 7.5 minutes, Joe.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be an anticlimactic
They've all been, haven't they?
qualifying again. But I reckon I think Jetty don't know ABS will, Graham. Seen him locking up there to going into the hairpin there.
Well, we'll see it here, won't we? It's probably the heaviest braking zone on the entire track, so nice and straight. Again, you can also tell when he's not full pressure on, because obviously with the brakes. So let's see then what he can do. He's already got provisional pole by 1.2 seconds. Let's see if he can go even quicker. Then I think he might as well. Will he? He does. 43.3, just under a 4/10 improvement there from Jetty. So he's looking good at the moment, Joe. He's not out of the
Yeah,
title
he's
race
looking.
either, to be fair. Like he's
No,
still
he's not. Oh, just no, he's
even
not.
after missing that race last week. We saw last week how quickly it can go south. Like we thought Caesar was going to be set to take the lead for the championship, and then lap one that Stowe comes, then it's Focky in a great position again. So things change quickly.
Yeah, just what Stephen G. I think he's on a lap. He's out of ERS already. I don't think he's gonna come, is he? No, he is. Last corner goes a bit wide,
Lost a lot of
and
power,
it will
hasn't
be
he?
a 40,
Does
45-1.
improve, 3/10 improvement, but still very much in P3 there, which is kind of been where he's been for most of the season. To be fair, there's not a lot of stuff going on track either at this moment in time. There's a Mercedes who's actually had a little spinneroo. That is Silas.
Stevie G is on the back straight, so is
Inside it.
Ortega.
I think Mike is on an out lap. We'll stick with the Renault. We're going a bit deep. I've been impressed by Sidegate this year in some of his performances. Doing a solid shift with the Renault team. But he's going to come into the pits and abort that lap. Now we saw poor old keeper on a no
Oh,
ABS
we did.
uh,
Poor old keeper.
as the conditions got wet and he was on the dries, locked up, and was lucky not to pump himself out of the race. Oh, and Silas spinning into the pit there had to got himself reset as well.
Oh, and
Mike is
Ivor
into
Bryn
the
Mike is in the wall.
yeah. I was following that as well. Luckily for him, uh, well, he's got damage, of course, but he's got time. He's got all four wheels in his car still, so he can go back. And 5 minutes to go, so plenty of time for another lap. Oh, I can't go down. There we go. I know what it's like to as well to been in this pit lane. I did it in qualifying once one year. And,
I did it as well.
It's pretty embarrassing because, you know, crashing into the pit lane entry is always. I know this is one of the more kind of. It's not that it's difficult, but it's not as straightforward as other ones.
It's tough to slow down.
It can be if
when
you
they're coming in. When they're coming in
approximate it.
hot.
Yeah, the problem is not to get in too hot, which is obviously sometimes you're pushed to the limit in a race because obviously, you know, time's ticking.
Time is ticking.
There's just not a lot going on the track at the moment.
Yeah, Graham, I know that. That's what I'm
There's not a lot. Oh yeah, we should clear this up now. If poor old Sway has a difficult race, he has the option to join us. So if he randomly joins, then if you're DNF early in the race, then expect that. But just in case.
Yeah, he says he doesn't feel confident around here.
To be honest, like this has been I can understand where he's coming from. This is a bogey track for me in particular. Like
yes, yeah.
You know, it's a bad track. You might think I'll get with that. But it's a track I just don't particularly fare well at. So this is not one of my more favourite races on the calendar.
Yeah, sorry, I just looked at something.
I was just looking at the cars to see if anyone's on a lap, and I think the closest person on a lap is... They're all on outlaps. They're literally all on outlaps.
If anyone wants to pop into the stream and comment, fire away, because I'll clearly look at it, definitely look at
it. Yeah, see, this is what annoys me the whole time, because there's nothing going on, and then there will be everything going on at the end, and then it's possible to keep up, so it annoys me every time. Can you even find a car to go on board? Like, everyone, I think also dudes like on a lap. Like
Caesar's on
the lap. Thank you, someone who's somewhat through sector 2. Anyways.
Yeah, Graham, your camera, you may change that camera, it's disgusting.
What's wrong with it? There's nothing wrong with it.
It is so bad.
There's nothing wrong with it, and I'm going to do the same for F1 2020 as well. Get a good view of a helmet. Where's your objection now?
I'm sorry, I'm reading there, sorry.
Oh yeah, I was just looking at Sway's comment in the YouTube. Yeah, that does bring to mind. Different circumstances though, to be fair, that particular pit entry where I binned it in Suzuka. Different league as well, so... more so out of my own carelessness than actually making a mistake, but... Anyways, here comes Caesar, see if he can... Well, actually, this would be a good indication of the track conditions, see if they got any better. He doesn't look like he's going to get provisional pole, but can he improve? He does find an improvement, an 8/10th improvement, but it's still 8/10ths off of Jetty then for P1 at the moment. CVG just starting his lap. His teammate Saige is actually just behind him as well, so might catch some of the dirtier air as I think Timo's on a lap. So we'll stick with him.
Awesome dude's on a lap as well. Timo, is he close?
Yes, he's come to the last corner. And what can he do? He's got 46 under his belt at the moment. He will improve, and he jumps up to P4 then. 45-1. A few 45-1s knocking around Hisha then. Which is the top 5 himself. Where's Awesome Dude? He's come across the last corner. See if he can sneak up into the top 5 himself. He does, and he does indeed actually slip into the second row. A 45-1 on the button. Pick up sync then, 4/10 improvement for him. Can he get into the top 5? 45.3
No.
in improvement, but not enough to move a position. Just
The
starting a lap.
miles.
To Miles finishing his lap, and he goes into P12. 46.8. I believe Focky then, this is his first lap he's just about to start. So he's going to get one run at this, having been able to disconnect it and rejoin then. So we get one run at this one.
Only one can do it.
Sias has lost the back end and he get into the wall. He decided to stay fully on the throttle, which is a decision, but well, checker flag is out, so nothing's going to change anything now from his point of view. But I believe Stevie G is the next to come through. What can he do? Can he get into the top 2? Can he stay on the second row? He does move up to the second row, but still remains in P3. His teammate can't improve on his position. DJ Williamson then pops up to 6th place in the Williams, so a couple of cars coming through. I think
Austin
Timo's
moves up
next.
6/10.
6/10 would put him in a good position indeed. Put him P3 at the moment to see if Timo will carry on. No, he's going to abort his lap heated. I think his IA is going to do the same as well, which would mean then Austin Dude is the next one. He's pushing hard. Last corner, very tidy, very nice. On the throttle, what can he do? Can he get into the second row? He's on the front row.
Oh my god.
44, a very blessed lap time there, no, you'd have to say.
Wow, really?
44.04 for Caesar then. Can't displace him. He stays in P3. Can Focky get amongst the mix as well? Where is he? He's just coming down the straight. Right, Synchronizer was the other Haas. And Jetty then goes quickest. 43.1 for him to Miles on a lap. I think he's slower though, which means it all comes down to Focky to take pole position here. Can he do it on his first run? It'd be impressive if he did. I don't think he's going to, but he is going to get himself up to P5 with a 45, I think, in the end. So
what a qualifying.
Your lot.
Graham, Jonas just was wondering, how are you?
Where is he?
He's
Hello, Mr. Tekeepa. In case people don't know who Jonas is.
He's out in the field there.
So Jetty is on pole position by convincing 8/10 in the end. I will get back to that. Ahead of Awesome Dude in second place. Great job for him, to be fair, with his blessed lap time. Caesar then in third, CVG then fourth, Focky fifth, Timo sixth. Good effort from him. DJ Williamson seventh, Heaton then eighth, Synchronizer in ninth, and then unsafe release rounding out the top 10. But of course the difference this time is everyone's going to have choice of tyres on this this occasion.
That's correct, Graham. Yep.
On this occasion, chicken.
Cajun chicken.
Cajun chicken. Anyways, it is overcast.
It's beautiful, beautiful, humid day in Shanghai.
Oh, don't talk to me about humidity.
Oh, stop!
I was out yesterday and it was raining like it. It was sticky. It's just not nice.
Yeah, it's not nice, sticky. Yeah, sticky.
All right, can you calm down?
Graham, who are you thinking about winning? Who is your?
See, this is hard, isn't it? Because we know Jetty's really good in the wet, and that was obviously qualifying. But this is the race, and the race is different from the driving.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
What?
There was noise there. It was like...
Oh, my bad. If you hear it, tell me again. We know that it's going to be dry, and penalties aren't really a thing here.
It is. It is.
Well, they're not really.
Let me think. For the last snail section. Come on to the snail section.
Well, the last corner as well. But I'm going to go with Jetty for the race win.
Yeah. No, there's not one, Graham. And Kieran Trapp picked the mediums. What? So, everyone in the top 9 on the mediums, unsafe release on the hards, Saiget the milds, Ivor Bryn Mike Citus on the mediums, Sway and Bomber on the hards, and Kieran Trapp on the mediums.
So yeah, like sometimes there isn't. So yeah, usually like I think this is the one track where there isn't just one. So usually, as the case is. So I'm interested because Kieran Chopin, he was saying he was going to do hards, but I wonder what caused him to pivot. I wonder if there could be rain later in the race, but who knows?
Oh, you.
Um, yeah, Jesse looks pretty good. Caesar will need to dispatch Austin do as quickly as possible to keep in the mix, but I think Jesse's got a good chance here.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with Focky.
Focky from P5. I was like Stevie G's a good bet as well, I think as well.
Yeah, it's gonna be different, like, you know.
We shall see. 17 cars, 28 laps. They'll go by fairly quickly-ish, depending on the weather conditions and
Better
the
not be
safety
7
cars.
million safety cars.
Well, I hope that if we get one, that it's not just, oh, let's all go on to the hards and everyone's on the same strategy, and then the race just kind of, you know, spreads out. What's wrong with you now?
Nah, never mind. I'm not even gonna gain.
I have an idea what it is. Let me just check.
Oh,
Did United score?
no, it's not. It wasn't that.
Okay.
It was just the accumulator that's gone arses. So.
I knew it was something like that. Anyways, keep an eye on the back there, Joe. It's a short run down to turn 1, so we'll see if... But not, that doesn't mean it can't be without accident, though. We saw in Division 2, so we shall find out. I'll go on board with Caesar. Why not to start? So here we go, then. 4 red lights, 5 red lights, if it will ever appear. No, we're just getting 4. But we're away. And it's a good start for Caesar. He's going to get an immediate jump on Awesome Dude then. If he can hang around the outside, CVG in the mix there as well, but swooping through is Caesar into second place, and CVG going very, very wide. That compromised him. Oh, a bit of a tap there from DJ Williamson. But Jesse leading the way ahead of Caesar. He got the jump he needed to. And Stevie trying to keep his nose in there against Awesome Dude. Can he get out quickly? He can. He's going to have the outside though, heading down the hill for the first time. Awesome Dude going very deep inside line. It's going to compromise his exit. And that should allow Stevie G to nip through as well. Focky and Timo exchanging places then as well, but not too shabby, Joe.
Yeah, I don't think there's any damage actually. It looks fairly clean already at the start.
Ooh, Awesome Dude and Stevie G side by side again through this complex. Could end up with someone going round. There we go. That's the one I'm looking for. So Awesome Dude then fighting back. But you can see perhaps why it was so crucial for Caesar to get through, and down the inside goes Stevie G. Again, you have Austin to have the inside.
Oh my god.
And Focky's round somewhere. Yes, there's wing flying. It is partly his wing. I'm not sure if Sway was involved in that. Sygate's off the track though. It might have been him. But they're heading down the back straight then for the first time. They're not sure what happened between Focky, but...
Wait, didn't see.
Go on board DJ Williamson from the point of view of the battle in front. Awesome Dude and Stevie G again going away, but this time Stevie G will have the inside.
The miles is gone.
Yeah, it was
deep.
completely missed at the hairpin, it seems. And Stevie G then still trying to find a way around this Red Bull. They're already 2.3 seconds and counting behind Caesar and Jetty, so a bit of Q forming up here already as Heated and Timo around the outside. He's trying to hang out his Heated. Awesome Dude still holding on to that, and DJ Williamson just watching in close proximity as Focky comes into the pits then. Put on a set of hards. Would they go to the end, would you reckon, Joe?
Yeah, it'd be tough now. I think Clareware's a bit dodgy around here.
It is a little tough. But yeah, nice little queue behind Austin Dude, Stevie G, DJ Williamson, Timo, Heated, and Synchronizer. So from P3 down to P8, a nice little gaggle emerges.
Gaggle of geese.
Like a gaggle of geese. It's my favourite animal grouping, but alas. Better lap this lap from Austin Dude. He hasn't been as under pressure as he has been the previous lap to Stevie G. And Timo looking to make some moves here as well. And DJ Williamson, of course, will be interested to see what happens next lap. The DRS being enabled for the first time then. Anything going on between Jesse and Caesar? Nothing mad. 5/10 is the gap. Both rounds similar ERS. So nothing really doing in that regard. Nothing really
No,
happening
not
down this
really,
back
no.
though. Bomber Sanford looking like he's going to try and get by Silas into the turn 14 hairpin. Try to for a switchback of sorts, but nothing really doing. As Caesar sets the fastest lap of the race then. Just 4 tenths and the DRS is enabled this lap. And Stevie G he's on the precarious edge there of dropping out of that DRS range of Awesome Dude, and if he did, that would be pretty problematic, especially with all the cars behind him. I have to say, Joe, Caesar's pace, you would have to say, is looking possibly a little better, marginally, than Jetty at this little part of the race.
Oh, and heated is in the gravel.
Yeah, I'm not
Turn
sure.
4.
Not sure how. I think he's close to synchronizer and other cars around him, but doesn't look like he's got any damage. He's to try and get the gravel off as he swoops back through on Ivan Mike. Not the best complex of corners to have have some dirty tires. Some long corners, but here we go then, heading down towards the snail section for the first time with the DRS this time out onto this back straight. See if anyone can do anything. Some gaps have emerged, so maybe potentially not. See how close Caesar can get. 6 tenths was where he started with the DRS, and he's reeling that Tauros win, but nothing really doing. How about Stevie G to get back in DRS then of Awesome Dude? He gets close. I thought he may have hit the back room for a second. He went very deep. Did Stevie G may have cooked his braking slightly. Bomber and Silas still fighting away. Other McLaren of Sway just behind him. A couple of places. Oh, and synchronized into the pits already. Let's switch away quickly there.
Yeah, there's a lot of people going wide.
If you could check, Joe, if Synchronize is changing a wing. He's going to keep an eye on the battle at the front here.
He is,
it's quite
Graham,
tight. Yeah, so that would explain. I wonder if how close were they together, two Haas's on that first lap? I wonder if they may have made contact with each other. So I thought bits of wing flying about.
I don't think so. I think it was Sygate on Focky.
It'd only be speculation. It's yeah.
It came up collision. Came up severe collision.
Well, maybe then. But anyways, not a great start for both Haas cars. They're P last, both on hards as Sygate and Sway. Oh, and also it must have been a mistake for Awesome Dude coming out of that corner there, because not really an overtaken area, that part of the track, but Stevie G is through.
Awesome Dude gets DRS, that's why.
Possibly. Well, let's speak of DRS. A tenth closer this time around is Caesar to the back of Jetty than he was this last time heading down this strip. I don't think he's going to make too much of an inroad. And nothing doing, but Awesome Dude's going to fight back, as you mentioned, Joe. And down the inside should be a fairly straightforward move. DJ Williams looking to get in the mix as well to make contact. It must have been close. So Kieran trapped down the inside on unsafe release. That's for P7. We'll stick back with this though. So Awesome Dude holding on to that position. It's much tougher to fight back down this straight with DRS than it is the first straight. DJ Williamson's quite close, but the only saving grace for Stevie G is that he has DRS in the car in front of him. So that will keep him there for the time being. And unsafe release takes back that spot. Kieran Choppin running 0 ERS there. And the Red Bull sliding back through, but leaves the door open on the inside of turn 2. And positioning his car well that Kieran Chop couldn't get back through immediately. So takes back that P7 there.
Yeah, he did, yeah. I don't know, Graham, there's a bit of a train, like, between 3rd to 6th. Then there's one from 7th to 9th. There's another one, yeah, it's a lot of squabbling, like, you know. Not really any, like, close racing, like, and Caesar's at the dropping a bit.
Like, there's a lot here within 5 tenths, 4 tenths. And I'm interested to see this is surely an overtake going to be happening here for Stevie G. But I just want to check. You mentioned Caesar. I don't think he's not got DRS. He wasn't in the activation point within a second of that activation point, so he's going to lose out there. But let's see then. Osprey actually got a really good run off that snail section. He was in danger of being overtaken, but I think he's going to be okay now. And DJ Williamson can't do much either, and the DRS on that Williams is saving them from the Toro Rosso there as unsafe release. And Kieran Chapman, the other Sauber there as well. two for the price of one, potentially down the inside. Unsafely dropping back a few places now. And he's now back into ninth as Bomber and Silas again. Squabble noise.
Oh!
Ooh, a lock, a bit of a slide. And they're still side by side. That's a nice camera angle from the front wing of Sway, but Silas still holding on to that position then. Nice little battle there for P12.
Yeah, he gets through on Kieran Trap. I was going to say something there. I don't know what it was.
Ooh, bit of interesting driving there. Two McLarens and this Mercedes. Sway is observant, trying to pick a point. But let's go back on board here with the top bunch of cars just for the time being. So Jetty has then dropped a second then to Caesar. That's looking good. 5 seconds then back then to Awesome Dude, and then several tenths separating the current lot here. So, and a nice big gap then behind to Heated then after that. So where we are at, lap 6 of 28. Steve G's used a lot of his ERS. He has dropped DJ Williamson out of DRS.
Yeah, he has Timo coming now for company.
Not close enough company this lap though to get through. Kieran Trap, nothing doing there on the Heated. So we'll go backwards. Sway actually might be sizing up a move on his teammate. Overtake. Teammate goes defensive. DeMiles is trying to make a move on Silas in the back, but Sway then very wide. It completely misses the point into that last hairpin, and well, he's going to lose that place that he just gained. I assume he's using no ABS, or he's using no line. At the very least, is Sway. So.
Yeah, Grant, that's what I was going to tell you. There's a lot of people exceeding the last corner.
Is that right? Keep an eye on that, Joe, and I haven't been watching as much as you have apparently, but yeah, you have to keep an eye on it and make note of it, and then you can let the appropriate authorities know who's been doing it.
Who, the FBI?
No, I said the appropriate authorities.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Yeah, so I think Caesar is struggling with the tyres. I think he's after dropping a good bit off the last few laps, I've noticed.
I think we might have a few position changes here, because I think Stevie G's in a much better position this time, heading down this back straight. Opens the DRS, then he's got minimal ERS now. Will that bite him? Is there enough DRS and straight line speed to get him past? No. So running out of ERS then was quite costly, and I thought Timo might have been looking to shape a move up himself, but his run out of the sail section didn't allow him to do so. And on the roads they carry, but Steve G could really use a safety car here to save some ERS. It's a Kieran Trap within DRS of his teammate, but again not quite close enough as DeMiles then tries to get by Silas and has done so, but missed a lot of the corner.
So I just say my footage, Graham.
Yeah, can do. If you feel you can't, you won't be able to remember who did it.
But I don't want to be a
It's your job. That's what all commentators have been asked to do, is to keep an eye for people. It's no different as in like the pay entry at Austria, for example. It's the exact same.
Oh no, okay.
Lad.
Can I just say one thing now?
Sure.
I don't take any offence.
Okay.
This is one boring race. I'm sorry, Division 3, but I just had to say it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think partly the reason. Well, I don't even want to say the tyres,
Carol,
because like, oh hello, it's a car off. It's DeMiles, who's facing the. I thought it was the wrong way for a second, but it is the right way. He's got synchronizer coming through. Not quite by. You see, I only want to say is the fact that qualifying was wet, because who would have started on softs anyway? So
yeah, you don't know, like.
Maybe someone would have gone for pole position, but that's only a handful of cars. Maybe not even like 2 or 3. So, yeah, I think we do need an old safety car. we also could have done with a lot more split strategies. That also would have helped. And then they
Yeah,
kind of
exactly. Yeah.
meet back up later, so to speak. But it's still early. We're not even halfway. We're not even close to halfway through yet. It's only lap
No.
9 of 28. We're actually just a third done. Just under a
Yeah.
third. As they go through this lap, it will be a third.
Yeah.
Not a lot has really changed because, like, Awesome Dude managed to keep that position on CVG then, and he's kind of held that since. But there's the position changes. Kieran chop up a good bit, but not a ton of changes. Like most people's position gains have been because of Focky's 12th place drop from his early excursions. So most
Yeah, it's
people
unfortunate.
kind of in the same ish area that they started. Yes! Thank you, Mr. Bergwin.
Nice score, did he?
Did. Yellow flag sector 2, that is to Miles. Into the barriers, missed the front wing. Now, if he's stationary long enough, will that bring out a safety car? No, yellow flag. He can continue on his merry way with the two Saubers. Sauber Alfa Romeo? Alfa Romeo, that's the word I'm looking for.
Alfa Romeo, Graham. It's
Yeah.
not Sauber. We're not.
That's the one. And
And
Stevie
G's
in
in
the
the
pits.
pits.
So, cool things happening. Finally, some things happening. So, Kieran Chapman's bag heated in the Alfa Romeo, and Stevie G pulls into the pits. Now, he's the first of the front runners to do this, so what have we got? Hard tyres, which would suggest then that it's going to be dry for the rest of this.
Sway's in as well.
Now, so he's on hards, so I wonder if he's got wing damage somewhere. Potentially when he was caught up behind Silas and Bomber Sanford. We'll see though. Maybe just rewind to get off those tyres. I suspect it's wing damage. No, nothing of the sort. It's a switch to mediums. Very early switch to mediums. Interesting. Would that suggest perhaps rain? I've no idea. The sun is shining, so you know.
The sun is shining bright.
I don't know. 18 laps, 19 laps on mediums seems ambitious.
No, he's a pit again for soft. So.
So, anyways, we carry on, and gap is really extended at the front, 3.3, and Jetty's got a lot more ERS now as well. So, kind of showing you where things are at, and the field. I think there's only one group. These two Alfa Romeos are the only two who are under a second of each other.
Yeah, it's quite disappointing.
It is disappointing because
Joe Williamson's in the pits.
Because well, usually Division 3 you get some decent racing, but yep, DJ
Kieran
Williamson,
Trapp
as you
is
say.
in.
More people then filing into the pits.
What?
There's a funny comment on the kiosk on YouTube.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah.
John, you know it, man.
Nice, John, big John boy.
Hard tires, DJ Williamson. I'm always down for that. I'm more excited about the new Ratchet and Clank game though. But DJ Williamson then feeds out just in front of Bomber Sanford. So we could talk about PS5 if you want. Mostly because I'm a big Ratchet and Clank fan from like PS2, and I've been a fan from the beginning, so that makes me excited.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you get PS5 on release?
I'll speak to you after the race about certain thing. I just have to get off my chest.
Sure.
I can't be saying it on stream because it's not appropriate.
If you want to say this race is bad, Joe, you can do.
No, it's not this race. No, it's not the race. Like, it's just you. I've talked to you.
Me? Oh gosh.
about something that happened during the week.
Cool. It's the great thing to share on stream.
Yeah, well, I like to get my feelings out, like, you know.
Sure. There is not a lot going on. I'm watching Sway here on the back of
Hospitals in the pits.
It's from P3
So
then.
Timo.
So, yeah, third and fourth into the pits.
He is.
So more people heading in. I'm just going to keep on this Sway Focky battle here. Not a lot going on. Of course, different tyres here at play. Hard for all these guys, I assume. For Awesome Dude, yes. Same for Timo, and I assume the same for Heat. Then let's just check Sways. He's gonna get by.
CVG out ahead of Awesome Dude.
Oh, he's jumped him.
And DJ Williamson right behind Awesome Dude.
So he's jumped him then. So good stuff. 2 laps on those hards. Yeah, it's paid off. And Kieran Trapp is still ahead of his teammate. Those two are fairly close on track
shit.
still.
Oh, 1 second, Graham.
You're alright. It's a very low amount of DRS there for DJ Williamson. Awesome Dude looking good. So that's a good jump there for Steve G. He's kind of DRS range as well, which is can be the difficult thing to get rid of as well. So we're trying to see if Austin Dude's pace can match. Now flag, that is to Miles heading an excursion just off of the snail section. But he continues on his merry way. As a DJ Williamson then still within DRS, so looking good. He's got a couple of cars behind him. Bomber Sanford yet to pit, of course, and the race leader into the pits, and Caesar is in as well. I was surprised Caesar didn't go for some sort of undercut, an attempt to try and perhaps, you know, mitigate some of that lead. But let's see then. And obviously, no question of what tires are going on here. So hards for both. So the rest of the field then begin to make their way. Unsafely still has yet to make a stop, and he's going to come out behind. Jetty will come out behind Caesar as well. He will. There,
sorry about that. Yeah, sorry, I forgot to charge the other controller because the big harvest tonight we're having. Forgot about that. I was just looking around and seeing on the bed there, and I was like, oh no. So yeah. So what's going on?
Well, there's a few more battles emerging. Few cars closer together than previously, so that's good. Some of these guys have either pitted earlier or have yet to pit, so as a Sway gets by Psyche for P14. So yeah, a little bit closer to the action. Same gap basically to Jetty and Caesar. They both pitted 3.8. Gap. I'm most interested, I guess, between the gap between CVG and Austin Dude. See if Austin Dude can, you know, without DRS now, if he can kind of make any inroads, you know, and get back within to Stevie G,
I know,
or
right?
if it was, you know, a case of DRS was kind of holding on for the most part. So
yeah, I believe there's someone cutting grass behind me, but I don't know what's going on.
10 to 9
want to look out the window.
in the
I don't want to look out the window. Yeah,
peculiar
someone
time.
cutting grass.
Oh dear, you sound concerned.
Yeah, 1 second.
That's good. Oh, DJ Williamson getting the hairy on the entry and the exit of the last corner. I don't know if I was just yeah, I'd say I was more driver error than anything else. But also to answer the question I was asking half a lap ago, he has got back within the DRS of Stevie G. So for now, at least, he's got to get to the end of the lap in that range as well. As Silas pits then from P13. He was having an eventful race, but he'll fall down the field just a little bit. DJ Williamson lost. Yeah, it's a little battle here for P4, which is a net P3 once unsafe release pits. So that's a nice little interesting battle. Kieran Chopkin close to the back of Bomber Sanford for P8. He's actually managed to drop his teammate a little bit, who is fighting some fuel issues here, so maybe that's the reason why he's had to drop a little bit back. Also using the opportunity to save a little bit of ERS as well. Why not at this stage? They're in a bit of a lonely race, these two Alfa Romeos. 4 seconds is Timo up the road, and then behind them is 9 seconds to Synchronizer, so a bit of a ways back between these Alfa Romeos. It'll be quite lonely, besides having each other for company.
Yeah, I've seen that, Graham, yeah. Kieran Trapp's close up to Bomber. Bomber still hasn't pit yet.
Should be an easy move.
He's going to get to overtake.
But will he have to drink, though, is the question.
What?
I don't think he'll have to drink.
What do you mean the drink? What are you on about?
You will not have the drink, Kimmy.
Yeah, just looking for the last corner shaft here.
Yeah, DJ Williams had an interesting trip last lap. So he did. On injury and exit for that matter. So also do Joe, to answer the question I was asking lap before, he's well back within DRS, so his pace is right up there with Stevie G.
Yeah, it's good, yeah. Timo dropped off a bit to DJ Williamson as well after the pit stop.
Yeah, 3.2. Yellow flag
Sector
to 2.
2.
That is to Miles once again. That part that he's not really enjoying sector 3 much, is he?
No, he's not. Well, he's lapped as well, so he wants to scout away, I think.
Well, that too, yeah. That's a good point.
Even though he's ghosted though, but like, you know, it'll be hard. It's hard. It's probably even harder when you're ghosted, like.
I always found that negotiating ghosted cars is... I find it easier to pick up penalties for cutting and such. I find it hard to approximate corners then. Because, I don't know, it's just, it kind of unsettles you. But speaking of unsettled, Stevie G might be that in a second, as Awesome Dude is going to come through the open door, and down the inside he goes and moves into effective P3. Now, can he escape is the question, as a Heaches gets by Bomber Sam for then P9. Unsafe release in. See if Stevie G. See, he's not going to have ERS to fight back, and he's not activating DRS. I wonder if he's got a
DRS
fault.
problem. The Miles is out of the race. Will that bring out a safety car? He's left instantly. Come on, Cove Masters, get out.
So he's retiring in the pit lane. Yeah, we definitely need a safety car. It'd be pretty bad for a Bomber and unsafe release because they literally just pitted. But it looks like it's green flag. So could you imagine, Joe? Like we could be on for 2 races out of the 3 here to not get a safety car. Unless I'm pretty sure Division 1 got a safety car, yeah.
I think so. I can't remember.
I don't think Division 2, at least like I need
No,
a full course safety car.
We didn't even get a VSC.
Did you not get a VSC as well? Gee.
No. Got none.
Yeah, we're looking like that for 2 races in a row here, it looks like. But still some time. But not a lot of people have actually gone off the track so much, so maybe not.
No, it's quite clean, to be fair.
It has been quite clean, to be fair.
Many incidents, like only that incident at start was Feige and Focky, but
yeah, some of the Stewart's dream, basically.
Yeah, but the last turn there, shafting continues.
Again, no DRS open. I didn't see on the back of that Renault, so he's definitely definitely seems to be nursing some sort of DRS issue. Yeah, again, it doesn't look like it's open. The rear flap, Joe, isn't opening.
Yeah, the flap of the rear Renault wing.
The flap isn't opening, to give him that extra straight line speed and synchronizer. Then fighting Ivan Bryn Mike here for P9. Ivan Bryn Mike on fresher tyres, synchronized, of course, pitted very early. So without that flap activating, Joe, giving that extra straight line speed, he's struggling to. He's actually doing a good job keeping close to Awesome Dude, while also not being overtaken by DJ Williamson here as well. So
yeah, but DJ Williamson's closing in though as well. So
he's closing in this lap for sure.
It's tough when your flap doesn't open. Like.
Yeah, for sure. Oh man, tell me about it. It's a big problem.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and when it's open, like as well, especially when it's opened as well, like, and you can't close it. Then
I've never had that issue with DRS.
I believe Wesker had it there. Apparently, he had
so
it.
So he says around Silverstone.
Yeah.
But I've never had that to be an issue. I've had DRS issues before, for sure. But
yeah, so have I. I had to pay for it.
What do you mean you need to pay for it?
You had to pit to fix it.
I see.
Stevie G is very low on the ERS, so he is. And the DRS is still not fixed. And here comes DJ Williamson. And he doesn't get it. Well, he wasn't even close, never mind. He wasn't even close.
See, I think if he... Yeah, the thing that's helping Stevie G is he's picked up a slipstream in front. That's the only thing that's keeping him there at the moment, down that straight, is the fact that it's such a long straight, and he's picked up a slipstream as well. So that, I think that is helping somewhat.
Somewhat helpful, anyways, Graham.
If Awesome Dude could get away, if he could break 8/10 or something, not even break DRS, just get to 8/10, you know, down that straight, I think it'd be a lot more difficult. I think I'll put people in the pits. That is Sway in the pits, almost hitting the wall there. So he's in the pits again. Will he retire, I wonder?
Yes.
So he might join us.
He might, yeah. Well,
We'll have to
you
see.
never know. Like, but Luke, like he's Luke, like. But anyways, could be a safety car, maybe. Bring it out there.
Be nice.
Come on, bring it out.
We could do with gaps being closed up, because look at the gap, 12 seconds between Caesar and an Awesome Dude now. That's because there's Alfa off. It's heated.
Is it?
It is heading
it is.
turn 7 and 8, I believe. Now it's a large enough runoff area, so his wing should be fine, but he's well, is he in the menu or?
He is a 10-second penalty.
He's excessively limited the track there. He's gained so much time by doing that, as he waited for other cars to safely pass through. I wonder if he'll retire then. Oh, Awesome Dude and Stevie G side by side, where we're looking at that. Very, very close. Not sure if let's see if his DRS is opened again. It is. So he's managed to hold on, and now he's looking to be the attacker. But DJ Williamson's right there as well, and Stevie G goes defensive. Be able to hang it. There's a gap opening up, but it closes. You want to stick your car in there? Do you want to become the torpedo?
Yes, I am the torpedo.
You are the torpedo. Maybe that'll be your
so I
intro
think
next week.
I think Stevie G needs to. He needs to.
Good evening.
He needs to save the ERS,
Mr.
man.
Sway. How are you doing?
I'm okay now, I'm out of that.
Not the best race for you.
No, it was better on the mediums, but apart from that,
and he is retired. Luke.
Hello, Joe.
Yes, well, I'm thankful you joined us, because there's not a lot. Well, there's a little bit more going on at this part of the race than there was earlier, but there's some fairly wide gaps as well. This battle for P3 has kept us fairly amused between Awesome Dude, Stevie G, and DJ Williamson.
And he has left the session.
Oh.
He was running a decent spot then as well. He was in a very lonely race with his teammate, but
DJ Wilson's close. DJ Wilson doesn't have DRS, Graham.
DRS fault's going all the way right.
His flap isn't an opening.
At the rear, so after the car in front had an issue with his flap, this one isn't having an issue as well, so that's tough. See if he can hang it in a second. Ooh, he's cut that corner though for sure.
Oh, he's in the wall! Oh, Jesus.
Well,
how is he not out?
I am amazed. The 4 tyres are still on. And the
VSC.
Oh, the VSC.
We have a VSC.
That does nothing.
Synchronise it. Surely go straight into the pits now. I would if I was him.
15 lap old Hearts, yeah, probably. He's not got a lot to lose, to be fair.
He might as well try and get that fastest lap or something.
Yeah, he's doing it. Saige carries on unsafely. He just pitched, of course. Focky comes in as well, so that's a double stack here at at Haas. What if we put on the? It'd be mad to put on the softs, surely.
You won't get that to the end now. No way.
He is synchronizer, don't forget. He is good at this, but even he has his limits. He's put on mediums.
Yeah. It's where Focky outdoes him and goes for the softs now. He's going for the mediums as well.
Sensible option. We are racing though. As Ostu trying to fend from Stevie G. He's held on to P3 for much of the second stint. But I tell you what, Stevie G's looking good. That VSC allowed him just to save a little bit of ERS that he's been struggling to save for most of this race. And with DRS obviously being a go basically from the VSC restart, as opposed to waiting 3 laps from the safety car.
Oh, he's a better run this time coming out of the snail section.
It should be a done deal.
Doesn't fight it. And yeah.
He just want to go deep though. He just want to go deep.
Oh, he's coming back.
Fighting back.
At least on the brakes, to be fair.
Ooh.
Oh, it's tight. He's got the inside line though for the last turn. Who's going to yield first? Australia is ahead, so I imagine Stevie G will file in. But a good switchback. Good run off of that last corner. DRS should drag him in front. Have the race in line.
Austria have the inside. Ooh.
He stays there then. So that is Stevie G up into P3 then, but they've been yo-yoing for a lot of this race, so we know Austin Dude's got the pace. Just needs to stick within this kind of range. He's got plenty of ERS to fight if he wants to, if he can keep up.
I don't have a towel.
Excuse me?
I'm trying to open something here and it's so hard. Like, my hands are... 1 second.
I'm glad no one could take that out of context.
I did think about it, but...
Oh dear. The top two have they've just run.
They've gone.
Like,
yeah.
It's not even close. Which is surprising because I didn't think Stevie G would be this far off the pace, so to speak.
No, from doing a few practice sessions with him this afternoon, he was quite close to Jetty, but like, obviously not.
Like, I know he's been behind Austin Dude at times, but he's shown that Austin Dude's shown like he's got the pace here, and he's pretty much on par with Stevie G. So it's surprising how he's kind of so far behind. But yeah, 22 seconds behind the race lead. Of course, no one's had an answer for Jetty here today. It's gonna be a good day for them, for him and Caesar, with Focky in P12.
Yeah.
So
not a great race for Focky.
No, but it's been very much an ebb and flow to this this Division 3. So it has an Austin Dude looking on the outside. Stevie should be good as long as he doesn't leave the door too far open. It's been a very up and down between Jetty, Caesar, and Focky. Like, it's just fitting that it's going to be. It's good. It seems like it's going to go that way to the end, which is good because again, Division 1 and 2 are done deals.
Yeah.
Their teammates, however, yeah. Never, as Psyche is hanging on there, it never ceases to amaze me how often these Red Bulls and Renaults have fought this season in Division 3. And they always, at some stage or another, find themselves on the same part track. Like, without fail. It's great.
Saget loves a battle.
He's impressed me this season, so he has.
He's cleaned it up a bit compared to previous seasons, where he's been a bit dodgy, but fair play to him. Sorted himself out.
For sure.
On a safe release.
You'd expect him to get this job done with the tyres that he has on his Red Bull.
Yeah.
But Saki might be saved this lap because there's a Ferrari in front, and he is within DRS of that Ferrari, so might have
caught in the train
this time round. And he's far enough to the point where that Mike might be safe. Because they're on similar tyres, to be fair, as well. Let's have a quick check. Nothing doing.
Ooh, and Austin Dude gets a 3-second penalty.
A rare penalty around here, and Timo, he is a little closer. To be fair, I think Timo and Kieran Trapp have been catching here. Because Timo was about 3.2 seconds behind this squabble at one point. That's the same gap that basically Kieran Trapp is behind now. Timo just over 2 seconds, so interesting.
This could get tasty at the end.
They're on 2-lap fresher tyres compared to Stevie G, so that could be interesting. As Saigate then looking to size and move over Mike on the inside. Will he be able to drive around him? Outside becomes the inside for the following turn if the space is left, and Mike can position that car so that wouldn't be an issue, but again on the outside, will he get the better run on the throttle early? Didn't get the best run, and this could leave the door open for unsafe release. He's got to go around the outside though. Down towards turn 6 later on the brakes, he's missed it, and that will allow Psyche to come through, but going wide will allow unsafe release to get on the power earlier, and he will get through. So a mistake didn't turn out to be too costly there.
He was lucky not to get wing damage. Very lucky.
Yeah, very lucky. Yeah.
Like a bomber on the back of this as well.
Austin Dude's not really, he's closing, but he's not really like, he's not, he's always close up now, but not enough to get an overtake.
He bided his time a little bit.
Yeah, but he should get it done quick and try and get out of the DRS, if you know what I mean. Well, he's after shafting the left corner, so that's going down there as well.
They've both got barely any DRS left, so go for it.
Swooping round, inside line for Stevie G. Unsafe release will be getting by Ivan Mike in a second.
Oh.
Good action here, side by side. Out of turn 4. Stevie G still ahead with his nose ahead. We'll pick up the slipstream then. We have a look. Awesome Dude, no, doesn't think too much of it. Saige then trying to get by this Ferrari out of ERS, and I can't quite do it. Stevie G holding on then to this position. Just to and fro here. It's a nice little 4-car battle here for P7.
Yeah, so I think Stevie G should really, going into the second sector, he should really put his ERS to 0, save a bit, because that's what Awesome Dude has done. He's nearly 50, halfway full, half empty. I mean,
If I was Awesome Dude, I'd go for it this lap. If I was a bit closer.
Contact between Iverman Mike and Saige, front to rear, Ferrari front to the Renault rear. He is into the gravel, but thankfully isn't into a wall. And here comes Awesome Dude then, arriving late. Can he make the corner? Oh, what awful camera angle, thank you very much. He looks like he's through, and then position his car to prevent Stevie G from getting back through them. But how's his run off of this last corner then? Probably not enough to make a lunge, but doesn't need to at this stage either. If he checks the penalty situation, he'll know that Awesome Dude has won, and won't need to act too strongly upon. But can't hang around, because Timo's still here in just under 2 seconds.
It's taken 7/10 out of them in the last 2 laps.
And Kieran Trapp not too far behind that either, so can't be afford to be dilly-dallying as we head on to lap 25. It's tough work to say,
There's
Joe.
some big gaps.
There are some extraordinary gaps. Bomber Sanford, though, is trying to find a way around. Saige got a wheel onto the grass. Then he got out of turn 1. Of course, fresher mediums for Bomber Sanford. It's probably his best race for a while, to be fair. He had some great results early on. Kind of tailed off and he wasn't able to make some races. This has been his best drive since those opening rounds. Saige goes defensive. Nothing doing. 9/10 is the gap between Stevie G and Awesome Dude, so that's not looking particularly great. Let's see, we'll have DRS though.
oh, he goes very wide. Oh, he's off the track.
Ooh,
Awesome Dude went very wide out that Snell section.
Just caught the end of it, but I don't think that's going to be enough for Stevie. It's definitely helped Stevie G get a little bit closer, but not enough to pass. Kieran Trapp, meanwhile, has got DRS for the first time in a while, I feel like, on Timo. He's got 1 or 2 laps left of racing before he retires as a reserve. A couple of other cars will be doing that as well.
Yeah, so I don't know, like, it's not much really going on. Only them battles for 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 9 and 8.
Half the
That's really
field, then,
all.
Joe.
Yeah, and Jetty's basically in a race of his own, like, you know.
7 seconds.
Jetty's
on the road,
pace
yeah.
was fairly bang on today.
Division 2 standard, surely.
Oh, today at least, yeah. You'd have to say. To be fair though, I think part of it at this stage, well, Caesar is, you know, he can just coast. He doesn't have to push at all.
Yeah.
So maybe I play some part of it, but yeah, he's definitely been on the pace from lap 1 and qualifying. No one could touch him in qualifying either in the wet.
I would touch.
Is that so?
I'm a beast in the way. Oh, I thought Stevie G was going to go into the back
I
off
thought so
there.
as well for a second. Camera was a little misleading, but let's see then. 5/10. I hate this corner. It's my least favourite one.
No, it's too wide.
That's what he said.
What?
And
Second to last
yeah,
lap.
well, he's closing the gap now. But
Oh,
Kieran Trapp.
Heading out of turn technically 15. I imagine that would have been a traction zone issue, and here
And
goes
in the
Hamilton
wall.
this, and can't even do that right.
how's he done that 2 weeks in a row? He full sent it last week and didn't retire, and then this week he's done it again.
See, because the contact is too frontwards on it. You need to go in at an angle to bust the wheel. But
Timo is an alien DRS.
he is at this rate.
Double overtake last lap. Putting the bet on now.
Could you imagine? You'll get Austin Dude by virtue of penalties,
Yeah.
but yeah, potential podium could be in the works. Bomber Sanford still trying to find a way past Sygate, and old Focky managing here in P11, a 3-second penalty. Not that he's in any danger of losing position because of it.
I think it'll be a bit close, to be honest. It's only 1 minute
Austin
15
gets on
behind.
that curb. You don't want to get on that curb coming out of that snail section. CG has a better run.
Oh, look at that for flexing. Jetty setting the fastest lap as he begins the final lap. Just tells you everything you need to know. But here we go then. Timo right here as well. Let's go on board with him actually. As CVG gets by. Late on the brakes. A switch back here. If he's lucky enough. A little bit of contact. Austin goes very, very wide. Timo just has to bide his time. So we've begun the final lap of the race. Much later on the brakes.
That's a cool.
Awesome dude on the limit a bit. He's got DRS though. CVG having the defence. We got a nice little battle here for P3 in this last lap. Super on the outside is Awesome Dude. Timo right there as well, trying to find any way through. Bombs looks like he's finally got through on Sygate. We're going to stick with this though. If he can get by Stevie G in this next few corners, it will make this fascinating. Let's
Come on,
find out
Timo.
then. Oh, favouritism. Can't believe that.
Got to show that favouritism.
Forward
No, you don't.
teammate
You have to treat everyone equally here in Division 3.
Nah, not when it comes to Timo.
They are forward
Sorry,
teammate.
Different kettle of fish.
So,
Please just leave the party, please.
keep an eye on Jetty because he's just coming up to the getting close to the finish line. He should be there by the time these guys are getting ready to square off down the straight one last time. Oh, Stevie G's got a little deep.
Come on, Timo, back that ERS up.
What happens? Here we go then. Jetty then, a dominant victory for him. He wins the Chinese Grand Prix, but it looks like Stevie G's going to be under pressure then from Timo, more so than he's looking to attack Awesome Dude. Doesn't have to, of course. Caesar then crosses the line in a very lonely P2, but I don't think anything's going to change here, at least on track. So it's been to be fair, it's been a great drive from Awesome Dude to finish here, but he's not going to keep this podium. He comes out of the last corner for the last time. Going to cross the line and third with Stevie G, then will take that, and Timo will take P4 and relegate Austria to P5. Good scrap there. Live up the race a little bit and a long way back.
We have Synchronizer on the back with Ivor Bryn Mike coming on the back straight here. Into mode 4, DRS enabled. Will he get the move done? Goes to the left hand side. Passes him.
Ooh,
Shuts that line off in
that's a bit naughty.
an aggressive manner. Bomber Sanford unsafe release, finish P6 and P7 respectively. Saigan in P8, and then Synchronizer will take P9 ahead of Mike in P10. Actually, Synchronizer jumping up, but just about a 10th he finishes ahead of Sygate there. On penalties.
Sygate got a 10-second penalty and a 5-second penalty, Graham. Do you remember that?
Oh, that's right. It was a while ago.
At
John.
the start.
This race was a while ago.
Yeah, I know, Graham. I know.
There you
Thanks
go,
for
though.
joining us, Luke.
Yes.
Unlucky about
Of
your
course.
your race, or
No look about it, Joe. Just slow.
yeah. You're alright.
It's a dominant
So
win
Jetty,
for Jetty.
first place, comfortably 7.4 seconds ahead of Caesar in second, CG in third, Timo in fourth, Austin Dude in fifth. Unlucky that he got that 3-second penalty. Unsafe release, great Sean from 10th in sixth. Bobber as well, 16th. Third, 7th. Synchronizer DJ, Sygate, Ivor Bryn Mike. Focky with his bad connection, but finished 11th, unfortunate. And Silas round out the grid. And the DNF, the dumps are Kieran Trapp, DJ Williamson, Heated, X-Way 97, and the Miles.
Drive of the day is not an argument, right? It's Jetty.
Yeah.
Don't forget you got the fastest lap as well, just on lap 27, so just to add insult to injury.
Yeah, no question.
Yeah, that's about that. But that is going to do it. Joe, why don't you tell us What is next on the agenda?
Next week is the last week of TMC before this big merge with TT. What was it? Is it TTML?
What do you mean? What do you mean? What is it?
So Tuesday night will be Belgium. Probably myself and Dan the Boo. 8 o'clock, Division 1. Lewis has the title wrapped up, but I don't think the constructors are wrapped up yet.
Yeah.
Then Wednesday night it's Unsafe Release and Combi in Division 2. I don't think constructors are wrapped up in that either. It's Belgium, 8 o'clock. And back to Friday then, myself and Graham, maybe Luke will be here. Belgium, 8 o'clock. Still a Drivers' Championship to sort out and a Constructors. So
Should be fun.
That was me, Joe, TG Corby, X-Way 97 and Graham 89. See you all next week.